Cool, cool, cool. We're playing against Oops All spells? Guess we're dead, huh? Guess we just can't win. We do get to turn 2 Demilich, but... Okay. I've never been more happy to see Concealed Courtyard in my entire life. That is a welcome sight. Love to find a lightning bolt off Manamorphose. Perfect. And we milled over a Demilich. And we milled over a Demilich. It's actually pretty good. Yeah, super good draw. Well, that was a pretty swinging game where I saw a Maria and I thought for sure I was dead, but they're just playing it in their black-white Stoneblade deck. Do you want Kozilek's Return? Do you want Crackling Drake over Regent, I think? Maybe we want Regent too. I don't know. They've got like a lot of like Vindicate, Stamps, and then Graveyard Hate is kind of scary. This looks pretty good to me. Yeah, both sides fought hard. I was afraid of the Emiria. Usually Emiria means that your opponent's playing a combo deck, Oops All Spells specifically, where their deck is all Zendikar lands, and then they're very, very consistently just kill you on turn 3. We would have had no interaction for their combo. But instead, they're playing Stoneforge Mystic. Yeah, the Stream Decker link is down. I don't know why. I don't know when it's going to be back up. This will let us Entity on turn 2. Could maybe be scared of Cauldron this game. What happened to Oops? Oops All Spells is, to be honest, probably very underplayed. It's like a very, very consistent, turn 3 combo deck. I mean, it does, does have weaknesses to Graveyard Hate, but probably wins like so many of its game 1s. Guess we're gonna have to race the Cauldron, which is definitely doable. Red. So if we iteration, if we want to cast Demilich for 0 mana, we need to darts. So I think I'm actually gonna go with Scour myself, both them, cast Demilich for 1 mana. Or, see if that changes. See if that changes based on what I draw. I guess I could also dart them, cast Demilich for 0 mana. Oh, I hit a Demilich in the yard. Awesome. That always feels so good. On them both, I think. But we can't Darcy this turn and Demilich for 0 mana. Yeah, I remember when people thought Careful Study would be an okay modern card. I mean, it's just like it's just always going to be one card away from being busted. Okay. Bolt this. Flashback Bolt on Stoneforge. Dart. 3 prowess triggers 6 plus 4 is 10. Also just go bolt them. 6 plus 7. Yeah, it's lethal. Right? We've won our last 5 matches with this deck. We started off 0-1 in the last league. Now we're 5-1 with this version, and then with the Phoenix version, we went 3-2, 3-2, 5-0, 0-2 drop. I'll probably keep this on the draw. A little slow though. Demilich on top. I probably need to Serum Visions, try to put a land on top, reveal it to the Goblin Guide. Third Lich, well. Kingdom for some Manamorphoses, huh? Hand's way better on the play too. It's also true that, you know, Fiery Islet's not exactly the land we want to see, but we definitely keep it on top because of this Goblin Guide. My Twitter link doesn't go to my stream. Be okay. Yeah. Pretty rough game 1. I wonder if I'm not even supposed to discard Demilich to show them what I'm on here. Losing game 1's gonna be really tough because Burn gets to bring in like pro red cards and maybe some graveyard hate too. Oh, they saw off the Goblin Guide. Okay, cool. Never mind then. Got that. Can't really imagine that they're not just gonna kill us here. Did I just slide out a Fiery Islet? Goes to the front page of Twitch. I mean, I even tested it, so I even tested it, so I'm not sure if I'll double check. I'm not sure exactly what's going on, but I click on the link, it brings me to the channel. So this game. Bring in the Mind Collapses. This card's actually a really good answer to Eidolon of the Great Revel. Cut the Gut Shots. Bring in the Kozilek's Returns. Crackling Drake's probably a bit too slow. I'll leave in the Regent. The 4th Dart. Dart's, I think, a really important enabler. I guess it's not even like really that good of a card in the matchup though. No, you don't want Chalice. We're not gonna bring in Chalice against Burn. Chalice, like, look, our spells are all 1 mana. We only bring in Chalice against the Cascade decks. We try this. It's just like if we bring in the Flusterstorms, I'm worried about like our density of enablers for our payoffs, but it's probably gonna be fine. Good hand. It hits too. This draw's about as good as it gets. I guess they can bolt my entity. Gonna have to be okay with that. Get the Scry too. I think we should keep the Kozilek's Return. And I guess I'll keep the Flusterstorm too. It's pretty close though. Are pro red creatures even that good against us? I think so, especially if it's Sanctifier. But yeah, absolutely. Core Firewalker is really good against us. I think, maybe not. Maybe gains them a ton of life. Feels like at least worth boarding in Kozilek's Return for. We were actually like in this exact same spot earlier and lost the game. Sanctifier doesn't turn off Demilich. I mean, I still think you would want to board in Kozilek's Return for those cards, but that is true that this version is like way more resilient to the pro red creatures. But maybe Kozilek's Return shouldn't be in our sideboard at all, if that's what you're getting at. I maybe agree with that. I guess we could dart them so that we don't have to pay any life, and that We also can leave up Flusterstorm. I think that that's probably worth it. More so to leave up Flusterstorm here. If they go like land Searing Blaze, we don't get to Flusterstorm. Yeah, losing game 1 was a big disaster. Just Burn gets to play so many sideboard cards. We do have Delirium. A Delirious Darcy. I did Graveyard. I think we were supposed to there. Kind of close. I'll keep a Serum Visions, but I'm not like super thrilled to keep one of those here. Put them down to 9. We're attacking them for 7 next turn. We do kill them even with the life gain or Firewalker with our bolts, but it's, I mean, they have to like not have any other ways to gain life, which is pretty unlikely. To 10. Okay, so I think we need to play a bit of a more controlling game. Bolt the Swift Spear now, and then I think we probably need to bolt the Eidolon with the flashbacked bolt off Demilich. That's Stormwing, although we can also maybe bolt them, but then they just chump block the Demilich and it's 1 less damage. Oh, Kozilek's return. Yeah, that's the play. How did I miss that last turn? Nilebite, thank you for your 8 months. Welcome back. Appreciate ya. I think they're locked under their own Eidolon if we just bolt them. Well, they just block. Demilich doesn't have flying. I don't know if that's the confusion. Yeah, that a Boros Charm plus bolts. Stupid Fiery Islet. We successfully killed 2 core Firewalkers. That is achievement in of itself. If we bolted face, they block the Demilich, right? What am I missing? If we bolted safe, we would be safe from Boros plus bolts. No, right? If we bolt their, yeah, I don't think that you're right about that, but whatever, just move on. If you're right, you can take solace in that fact. It seems kind of weak. Both plays Pleasure Blow plus we have Darcy left them at 2 HP. Yeah, but they've got core Firewalker and they just chump block the Demilich. We have an 8 because we didn't tap the Canopy lands. Yeah, but you leave them with the core Firewalker in play, which it gets to attack you. So you're still dead to Boros Charm plus bolts. But please, let's just move on. 3, 4 cards in yard. Bolt face. Oh, bolt face on tap K return. Okay, thank you. But again, please, last time, let's move on. You know, it's not, I just want to focus on the new game instead of just go over the lines from an already won game. Yeah, we can't power out a Murktide on turn 2 without another fetch land, so I think we play Darcy on turn 1. Flusterstorm is an interesting one to be on top. They'll probably play around it though if their play is like Boros Charm this turn. They have an Eidolon, we're pretty screwed. Yeah, pretty screwed. What do you think of DRC and Burn? It's probably very good there. I imagine it's underplayed. How we win this game, I think, is getting very lucky in our Surveil and our Thought Scour mill to get Delirium and block here. Thanks, Weeds. Yeah, if we can hit Delirium, we can win. That's a creature, so now we just need to hit a sorcery. We missed. We have one more look. One more look at one of our 8 sorceries, so not a super good chance. Oh no, we'll keep this on top, but backbreaking. I need to chump actually. So I don't die to 1 burn spell. I guess. Should we have flustered first, then thought scout in combat? I don't think it matters that much, but maybe. Pretty sure we're dead. Yeah, I'm not really sure why I'm playing this out. We just can't win. I guess they could have just 2 lands in their hand, right? Not a game. I invested my life saving into liches. Maybe not the best investment. Maybe a good investment. I bought liches. I overpaid for liches. I paid double what GoBots was paying. I bought them for like 15 yesterday, and now they're like 40 tickets. But it's also because just everybody wants to play with them, right? And so people always overpay for the new flashy mythic from the new set on like these days where they're just really rare. They're 56 ticks? Jeez. I also do think the card's gonna be like pretty absurd in Legacy. Would you guys be interested in seeing... It's a glimpse. Would you guys be interested in seeing a Legacy brew with Lich? I might want to work on that. Sounds pretty fun. +1 Dwarven Mine, hell yeah. Suspend Glimpse of Tomorrow. I lead on Steam Vents, we could have played Lich here. Our draw is not that good. Although, I mean, this matchup is like kind of a nightmare. They can brick, but really I think just trying to beat them with your sideboard cards. And sometimes they just draw like this, right? Type of Legacy deck am I envisioning? Well, I want to brew around Demilich, and then obviously you can do something like the Buried Alive Dark Ritual shell that the Phoenix decks have. You also, have access to Faithless Looting and Careful Study in Legacy, and can potentially, have like a Phoenix shell there. You also have Darcy, of course, which seems good in like a Phoenix Demilich shell, but I'm not sure. My opponent, perhaps. I mean, they still have another glimpse coming off Suspend, so it's not like it's just over. Shallow Grave David, 6 months, welcome back, appreciate ya. Yeah, you could also be just blue-red and play Intuition, but just like the Dark Ritual Buried Alive is always so good with the Phoenixes, right? My opponent said, "What just happened? What? You bricked?" What my was like, when I cast Charlotte's Agent, my deck didn't do anything. What deck am I playing? What is this? What's going on? Where am I? What? You bricked? You hit? I see. They thought that they had to hit all permanents. They hit instants and sorceries, which are just violent outbursts and glimpses. I don't think they're trolling. I don't think they understand exactly how their deck works. Just fine, right? Now they're reading the glimpse. Graveyard that. I really just want to be able to kill this other Shardless agent before their glimpse comes down. My goal here. They just conceded they have another glimpse coming off. I can't believe it. Opponent, you had another glimpse coming off suspend. Do you have Emrakul in your deck? Please. Please. I like we cut lightning bolts. Felber, thank you for your 2 months. Welcome back. Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to bring in Kozilek's Return, Flusterstorm instead. Oh, also, they have Leyline of the Void in their deck. Like this. Yeah, I think my opponent just thinks that you just reveal it to hit other permanents, but with Glimpse of Tomorrow, if you reveal an instant or sorcery, you just don't get to put it into play. And so they revealed multiple copies of either Violent Outburst or Glimpse, which are the only 2 non-permanents in the deck. Gotta keep this. One says never brick that hard. Yeah. It's not super likely they brick that hard. Alright. Sideboard cards in action. I'm gonna wait to cast the Chalice because my opponent has the Breaker card that can kill it, and so I don't want to give them just like if they have that card, I don't want to give them this like the 2 mana window to play it here. Make them take a turn off. We'll cast Chalice first, looking mostly for Stormwing Entity here. It's also possible my opponent, you know, is like cold to Chalice. What a match. What a match. Is there any reason to gut shot there end of turn? Didn't I do an upkeep? And the reason to do an end of turn or upkeep is to surveil to smooth out your draw steps. They reveal Luris of the Dream Den. Probably keep this against Luris. Good gut shot matchup. Ideally, we're not gonna have to bolt the Sentinel here. Nobody expects the mono cantrip deck to run Chalice. They should, I think. Chalice is like right now a really popular sideboard card because there's so many Cascade decks. Back. We're going to play this game, things will be pretty different. It's not like you're going to accidentally Chalice on not like you're gonna accidentally Chalice on 1. I think we're gonna bolt the Sentinel now. Sentinel is so freaking good. Gonna cast a Hammer. Have Sigarda's Aid. Yikes. Hadouken, 8 months, welcome back. Appreciate you, buddy. It's a long time. We don't even get to play the Lich here. Now we have to play Darcy as a... Oh no, we're just... yeah, sorry, they can just flash it and kill us. Matchup gets way better post-board though. We get to bring in the returns because they do play like a bunch of Sanctifiers in their sideboard. The Alpine Moons, Shattering Sprees. I'm gonna cut the Regent. I'm gonna go cut Sleight of Hands. Start's good against them, but they are gonna bring in a bunch of Sanctifier, so maybe we cut the 4. Maybe we could actually. What if we cut Dragon Rage's Channeler? Is this Genius? It might be Genius. Card's like not like, you know, the card's one of the best cards in the deck, but if they're gonna bring it, they bring in a lot of Sanctifiers, and sometimes they have like Prismatic Ending in their sideboard too. I think cutting Channelers makes sense. Is Chalice on 1 crazy against them? Look at our deck. Don't bring in Chalice on 1. Look at our deck. We have 25 1-drops. Close hand, have to mulligan. That's not very good. I know it's bad, doesn't it lock them out? No, they can just Stoneforge Mystic to put their camera into play. Does not lock them out, no. It's way better against us than it is them. Esper Sentinel, unfair. Really scary turn. Although we can block the Inkmoth Nexus, and then the hammer will fall off the Nexus. Maybe that's fine. Probably keep another entity. I guess they could just put the hammer on the Sentinel though. They just have 2 hammers. Hammer is one of the best decks in the format. Oh, and their Sentinel is now 11 power, so I will be letting my opponent draw cards here. Need to find Shattering Spree to kill this. I don't think either of these are getting the job done. The chump block with Stormwing Entity, and I think we Alpine Moon Nexus, but we also give them all this colored mana that they just don't have at the moment. Yeah, I think I just need to hope that they're restricted on their colors. But I mean, we're likely just dead. Alright, Shadow Spear. Okay. Brutal. Brutal. Really good hand. Show me a Jarcy. Show me a Ragavan. No, not Hammer Time. Looks like Prismatic Ending. Well, Stormwing Entity is pretty good against Prismatic Ending. What deck are they playing? Flooded Strand, Prismatic Ending, Basic Plains. So this one gut shot lets us cast Demilich next turn. I don't think that we need the other one. See if they have actual Path to Exile. Yeah, probably Control. Just like Basic Plains is not something I've been playing a ton of lately. My Control decks. Deck's pretty good against Prismatic Ending. I mean, we have the Darcy's, but feels like a pretty big incentive to the deck. They are playing Path. Wow. They must have just drawn it too. I don't know why they would take the hit there. Or not use their mana. I'm not sold on Demilich. Doesn't seem busted enough to play on this deck. People keep saying comments like this, and it's just so weird that people seem to see that Demilich is not a broken card. It's not just actually too good. They're just immediately dismissing it. But we've had some some very, very powerful games and draws, and the deck has felt strong to me. But there just is, it does seem to be there to some degree there's the sentiment that if Demilich is not literally broken and too good, let's just not even really think too hard about it. I just don't, and people see 2 games, they haven't seen the whole stream. I get it, but I just don't, I don't know. It just is so weird how quickly people are just dismissing this card. Also, who knows if I even have it built perfectly, right? I think I've got a good build, but Look, I just cast this card from the graveyard. They just killed it, I cast it, you know? There's a lot of powerful things going on here. Yeah, it's not literally Hogak. It must be terrible. See, I need 2 more spells, or 3 more spells in the graveyard. I have 2 in our hands. Ah, rough. Yeah, you can hate the play patterns, but you can't. I think just like saying that the deck is not literally Hogak, it's not good. I just doesn't make any sense to me. Yeah, but it's also like, I guess yesterday was also like super frustrating where like yesterday we had like some crazy turns where we like play like 2 Demiliches and like a Phoenix on turn 3, and like the same turns people in chat were like, I don't think that this Demilich is very good, and it's just like, double Rogran Triumph, what the hell? 2? We're also super flooded here. You have enough removal for the Jace. Might plus. You plus. Oh, if they can keep a land on top, we're in bad shape. You draw. Even if they have the counter spell, we get to kill Jace, cast Demilich. Their mana base is so weird. The second Rogran Triumph is really throwing me for a loop. Of course, this is also the game where we don't draw any of our Fiery Islets. Did you another Planeswalker? The third Triumph! A third Triumph! I can't believe it. Have a counterspell? If they have a counterspell, there's no way they don't counter this, right? I don't know what they're thinking about. I guess they're just maybe checking if I could Demilich. No comment on Elspeth Sun's Nemesis. I have nothing to say. Alright, there's definitely some tension here. I mean, actually it's not really that much tension, right? Because we could just, if we just draw a spell, Demilich will trigger the Regent for next turn. Wait, Yendrik is playing Elspeth Sun's Nemesis? Yendrik, no, please. Don't put Elspeth Sun's Nemesis in your deck. Wait, is this Yendrik's list? There's no way Yendrik's playing triple Rogran Triumph Elspeth Sun's Nemesis. Oh, was I supposed to bolt and dart in response? We could just dart next turn. Elspeth is terrible. I mean, that's what's wrong with it. I'm sorry. It's like this is modern, right? If you're gonna spend 4 mana on a Planeswalker, I mean, we are dead to the escape on it. But if you're gonna spend 4 mana for a Planeswalker, or you know, how do you ever find room for Elspeth Sun's Nemesis over Jace the Mind Sculptor to Fairy Hero of Dominaria? Like literally any other win condition, the card is really underpowered. Budget? Maybe. I mean these cards aren't like super expensive online though. Yeah, they probably have Rest in Peace this. So we're probably gonna lose. Of course. Yeah, just classic Magic player. talking trash about a card you're losing to, but I mean, I'm mostly you know critical of Yindrik playing the card, right? Because I just feel like Yindrik should know better. A 6 mana to escape. They're playing 3 triumphs. I don't know. Just I have very big philosophical differences with my opponent. Keep both of those. Next turn we get to go Manamorphose, Iteration, Cantrip, Cantrip. Demilich, but I need to leave Steam Vents up here. Oh no, we don't get to Demilich unless we hit a Lava Dart. I think I'll keep that on top. Okay, let's go hand, bottom, exile, bolts. I might be a fan of the channel, stealing. Hand dart, bottom, exile, dart, switch. Probably should have got island actually. Well, I'm gonna jam the Crackling Drake into the open mana. It's nice that they can at least cryptic it. Are able to counter. Their mana base is so weird. They have so many islands and triomes. Hopefully we can find a Lich off the Scours. Kill 2 lands, draw a land. Found an entity. I think we cast this before we sack Islet. Sideboard plan, cut white for moons. I'm not sure, after playing this league and last league, I'm not sure if I feel like this version's better than the Phoenix version. I think I'm probably leaning towards the Phoenix variant at the moment, to be honest. You have 8 points of damage. Try to counter of how many times people said Demilich is bad. I know. I probably should. It's also just kind of obnoxious that people are coming in saying Demilich is bad. Like when Demilich has been legal on Magic Online for like 12 hours, and I just would like to play with the new cards with, you know, and have a good time without just like the sea of negativity. You have 10 damage now. From power level standpoint, Recto seems like it was more. Yeah, I mean, people also say about this stuff too, right? It's like when we're working on a new deck, people come in the chat and they say, oh, this other deck that you're playing is better than this. Why are you, like, you know, spending your time playing a new deck? But I'm always trying to do new things, right? Right? And so like just trying to pass like these summary judgments on these new, like brand new decks and cards, just I feel like it's such a waste of time. Yeah, oh yeah, I'm also like definitely missing Faithless Salvaging. That card like was a good enabler for Lich. If it's about me, I literally just asked. Well, it's not about any one person in particular. It's about like this. It's been a ton of people saying the same things. I'm not calling anybody out. But I'm mostly calling out the people just coming in, you know, saying, hey, I think this deck's bad. I think you're wasting your time. We even 5-0'd today, too. Yeah, I'm not calling any... If anybody feels like I'm calling them out specifically, I'm not. It's been a lot of the same kind of vibe today. Yeah, I think that the Phoenix that we 5-0'd with the Phoenix list. I think that that version feels like it's more powerful and like more synergistic than this one. Yeah, I should just hard cast the Entity. We probably can't win. After playing all these things, what changes will they make? I think I would switch back to the Phoenix variant. I think I would switch back to the Phoenix variant over the Stormwing. Yeah, it's probably just the case, like, if there's a ton of graveyard hate, if there are a ton of cards that beat the Phoenix Demilich deck, just don't play the deck, right? Play a different deck, play Prowess. I think is in my current take. And then let's take a look at the Phoenix deck too and try to figure it out. Super dead. GG opponent. So yeah, I think that this version was like definitely worth trying. You know, the Phoenix version felt good. I think that this is probably the variant that I would recommend going forward. So today we were 5-2 with this variant, went 5-0 into O2 drop.